We all have that internal voice, the one constantly chattering in our minds. Many believe that voice is the essence of who they are, guiding their thoughts and actions. But here's the thing, that voice is not actually you. The mind can be a clever trickster, and the thoughts that flood your consciousness are often a deceptive reflection of your true self. The endless stream of thoughts, doubts, fears, and guilt you experience is not coming from the core of who you are. It's your ego, a shadowy part of your mind designed to challenge you, pulling you into temptations, insecurities, and guilt. Think about how many times that mental noise has misled you. Those nagging doubts, those constant comparisons to others. That unshakable fear of not being good enough, none of that is your real inner voice. It's just your ego masquerading as you. The ego is like a parasite that feeds on your insecurities, always pushing you to seek validation from the outside world. It's the part of you that worries about what people think, compares yourself to others, and constantly looks for ways to prove your worth. But that's not who you really are. Your authentic self is something much deeper, far more powerful, and infinitely more connected to the universe. The ego operates from a place of fear, always trying to protect itself from imaginary threats. It clings to the idea of separation and scarcity. It's constantly whispering, "There isn't enough," whether that's enough love, money, or time. In contrast, your true self, the part of you that exists beyond the noise of the mind, comes from a place of love and abundance. It knows that you are connected to everything, that you are part of a vast and timeless cosmic consciousness. Your real self is divine, infinite, and eternal. In ancient wisdom, there's a saying attributed to Thoth, the Atlantean sage, that reads, "Gods are immortal men, and men are mortal gods." This profound truth speaks to the divinity that resides within each of us. It's a reminder that we are not mere human beings trying to become divine, we are divine beings having a temporary human experience. When you recognize this truth, you begin to understand that the ego is just a tool, a test, designed to challenge the real you. It's time to start seeing the ego for what it is, an illusion. One of the ego's most cunning tricks is convincing you that you are separate from the world around you. It whispers that you need to look out for yourself first. That it's you against the world. This is the grand illusion that has fooled humanity for ages. But deep down, your true self knows the truth. We are all connected, all part of the same cosmic dance. The ego would have you believe that you are just a tiny, insignificant drop in the vast ocean of life, but the reality is that you are the ocean, experiencing itself as a drop. When you start to peel back the layers of conditioning and false beliefs, you will discover this unity. You will begin to see yourself in others, to feel their pain and their joy as if it were your own. This isn't just some lofty spiritual idea, it's the truth of who you are. The ego thrives on separation, but your true self knows the truth of unity. Think of the last time you compared yourself to someone else. Maybe you felt inferior, like you didn't measure up in some way. That was your ego at work, convincing you that you are less than, not enough. But your true self, the part of you that is connected to the infinite, does not compare. It knows that you are a unique expression of the divine, just as valuable and important as anyone else. The ego is deeply rooted in the belief that there's not enough to go around. It's always worried about running out, whether that's love, success, or material possessions. It tells you to hoard, to compete, to put yourself first even at the expense of others. But your true nature understands the opposite. The more you give, the more you receive. The more love you share, the more it multiplies. True abundance comes from the realization that there is always enough for everyone. The ego lives in a world of scarcity, but your authentic self lives in a world of abundance. It knows that there's no need to compare or compete because you already have everything you need within you, recognizing the ego's tricks. The ego is relentless. It operates like a broken record, playing the same tired stories over and over again in your mind. It's the voice that tells you, you're not good enough, or you'll be happy once you achieve that goal. It's always either focused on the past, regretting mistakes and failures, or the future, worrying about what's to come. Rarely does it allow you to be fully present in the moment. And that's by design, because when you are fully present, the ego loses its power. Here's a truth that might surprise you: you are not your thoughts. You are the awareness behind the thoughts. Think about it. When you are lost in thought, who is it that notices your thinking? There is a deeper part of you that observes the thoughts, emotions, and experiences happening within you. That part of you, the observer, the witness, is your true self. It's the unchanging part of you that remains steady, even as the storm of thoughts and emotions rages on. The ego tries to convince you that you are the thinker, that you need to control your thoughts and force yourself to think positively. But that's just another trap. The real power lies in recognizing that you are not the thinker, but the awareness in which those thoughts arise. Shifting from ego to true self. So how do you begin to listen to your true self instead of your ego? It starts with awareness. Begin to pay attention to the voice in your head. Notice its patterns, its fears, its judgments. Then ask yourself, is this really me, or is this my ego speaking? When you start to make this distinction, a whole new world opens up to you. You begin to tap into the wisdom of your true self, the part of you that is connected to the infinite intelligence of the universe. Your ego is changeable and easily influenced by external circumstances. One day it might tell you that you're on top of the world, and the next, it convinces you that you're a failure. But your true self is constant. It's a steady, unwavering presence, always there beneath the noise of the mind. While the ego fills your mind with endless chatter, your authentic self communicates through intuition, through the silence between thoughts. It's in those quiet moments that you can hear the whispers of your true self. Here's a simple yet powerful practice to help you connect with your true nature. Find a quiet space, sit comfortably, and close your eyes. Focus on your breath. As thoughts arise, don't try to suppress them. Instead, observe them. Notice where they come from and where they go. Ask yourself, who is the one observing these thoughts? This practice, known as self-inquiry, was taught by the Indian sage Ramana Maharshi and is a direct path to recognizing your true self beyond the mind. Living from your true self, as you practice awareness and begin to distinguish between your ego and your true self, you will notice profound changes in your life. You will experience a deep sense of peace that isn't dependent on external circumstances. You'll find that you no longer react to life's challenges with fear or stress, but with calm and clarity. You will also begin to access a wellspring of creativity and intuition that you didn't know existed. When you live from your authentic self, everything starts to shift. Your relationships transform as you stop seeing others as separate from you. You'll start to feel a natural compassion and empathy for others, recognizing that we are all part of the same universal consciousness. Your work takes on new meaning, too. Instead of just striving for success or recognition, you will be driven by a desire to express your unique gifts and contribute to the greater good. The journey of awakening to your true nature is a lifelong process. It's not about silencing the ego completely, that's neither possible nor necessary. Instead, it's about creating a healthy balance where the ego becomes a tool that serves your true self, rather than controlling you. As you align more with your true nature, you will discover the divine essence within yourself and others. Fear will lose its grip, and you will live with a sense of peace, purpose, and unity that can only come from knowing your true self.